Okay, standard gas hot water heater, 40 gallon. And first thing you want to do is make sure you shut off the cold water supply to the hot water tank and turn off the hot water supply to the house. Now when you do that, make sure you do it right before the wife is about to take a hot shower. And then turn off the gas supply. Make sure it's off all the way. After you shut off the gas supply, let the pilot light run for a couple minutes so that it has an opportunity to burn out the gas fuel in the line here, and then go ahead and shut it off. The next thing to do is to hook up a garden hose to the hot water tank. This is the drain here to the hot water tank. I'm going to put on some plumbing tape just to help increase the seal around the threads. Make sure it's nice and snug, but be careful not to over tighten, especially in a case like this where I have a plastic fitting to the hot water tank. Before we drain the hot water tank, we need to open up this release valve. This is a special valve that allows the hot water to drain out of the tank in the event that there's too much pressure in there. So what we want to do is open that up. Maybe not like that. Oops, I forgot something. Well, I open up this part of the pipe here to release the pressure from the pipe. Now, because sediment can build up in this valve here as well, I also want to make sure that gets flushed out too. Alright. I do have a drain inside my basement here. I'm not going to use that. This hose is long enough to reach outside to this drain here. Now we're ready to open up this drain. Don't you just love the sound of falling water? Now while the tank is draining, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity here while the system is shut down to inspect a few more things. I'm going to inspect this flue here to make sure that the area is nice and clean inside. So for that, I've got to take off some screws. Make sure not to lose those. If you can see in that video there in the screen, it is kind of dusty in there, so I'll be cleaning that out. What I'm also going to check while I'm here is I'm going to check the anode rod. The anode rod is very important. It helps keep, I don't know what it does. Anyway, you got to check it to make sure it's clear and clean. And so that's back there, and I can't get to it with everything else in the way, so now's the time to check it. This one's too big! This one's too small! So the little piggy went to the market. I got two more sizes. Too small. Almost there. I'll save it for another time. Okay, I'm back from the store again. This is the size I needed. What are these things? Now, of course, I couldn't just get one size I needed. I had to get a whole packet of sizes that I don't need. Anyway, it's actually too loose and it's slipping. And that's the 3/32. The 1/32 doesn't work. It's not big enough. I thought maybe I need to try this again. 1 1/16. So I got on there and alright, let's get it off of there. Finally. Black iron pipe, much stronger. Kids. By doing it in this position, I can lean my weight against the hot water heater and keep it stable while I pull on the breaker bar to break the old anode loose. Loose enough for the ratchet. There it goes, finally. Ew. Look at that old anode. Covered with junk. But look at this new anode, nice and clean. Old anode, new anode. Okay, I'm going to put some plumber's tape on this so that it helps to seal this better. Lower this in place. Whee! And tighten it in. And that'll do. New anode in place. Okay, now that I've flushed out the water tank, time to reverse the order. Put this thing back on. Close the drain. Take the hose off. Close that back up. Turn the cold water on. Let the water out. I'm going to let the hot water heater fill all the way back up with water before I relight the pilot fuse. Pilot light. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap up the hose. Okay, so I finished flushing out the hot water tank with assurance, knowing that I flushed out any sediments at the bottom of the tank that could cause issues, long-term issues. I also flushed out the pressure release valve as well, so that's not going to be clogged up. And I've refilled the tank now with water, and I'm ready to turn on the gas and reset the pilot light, and my wife can take a shower now.